Good afternoon, gentlemen. Today I will be talking on a topic we call heroism. Heroes were in the past, are in the present, and remain in future. But in the field of psychology, study on heroism is a latest trend. We had been talking about hero when Murray gave the test of thematic perception test, wherein he used to show card and he expected a person to tell a story about that card. Similarly, in SSV, we have adapted the same Murray theory of writing 12 stories and then deciding about the personality of an individual. So the problem is when you are writing a story has to revolve around some character, and that character is deemed to be a hero. Action or inaction of the hero decides the quality of the person who's writing the story. Job of Murray, while introducing TAT, was to look for certain complexes, certain defects in person, so that corrective measures could be undertaken. In SSV, TAT test is taken to assess the personality of an individual. Is he suitable for services or not? We call it MANSA through the head, which psychologist does it through 12 stories of TAT, then word association test, and what is situation reaction test. Writing a story is supposed to be unconscious level, and unconsciously the way you behave indicates your personality. Well, though we have been looking at the story, we have read many fictions which had the story. We liked certain character or disliked certain character. But we like what are the characters of a hero. These particular points remain still unanswered and are still unanswered. Lot of research work are going on into this field. So before we start, I'll just tell you my two heroes in my early life, which I still recollect, which I feel they are my hero, and we can judge why they are hero. First hero is no one other than my own father. His name was Naval Kishore Prasad Singh, a son of a Jamindar, affluent Jamindar at his own time. Unfortunately, his mother died early when he was just barely 2 years old. And his father got involved in the legal issues and lost most of his property around there. To the extent, we called it Japti Kurti had come to our place. Well, you can imagine the hard time which these people had. Ladies gave out the gold to save the situation. Well, his elder brother died because of TB. He had two nephews who died because of cholera and other epidemic, which was prevalent then. He had to shoulder all the responsibility in childhood. He looked after the property of joint property, which his grandfather were two brothers, and he was the only person who looked after everything. He used to cultivate almost 100 plus acres of land, and used to give the produce to the Malik, or the head of the family, which used to be from other side. What he used to get, probably a pair of dhoti that was best given to him, and one or two vests that used to be there. His family, as a matter of all of us at that time, we used to be given something like half sale per head per day of rice and related items of the pulses and other things to given. My mother used to manage things within the resources that she had it down there. But my father was at the beck and call of all needy person in the village. It may be marriage, maybe death, resolution of local feuds, arranging canal water from everywhere, monitoring things, arranging guhar, that is volunteer service of villages for construction of mandir, helping resolve issues for road to village. Many societal selfless work used to be undertaken for him, by him. He was one of the most respected person, and on one word of his, everyone was behind him. He walked barefoot with Mary Kuchali Dhuti, but he had the respect of the people. He was the hero by itself. He labored to enhance others' life with excellent societal, moral values and ethics, pro-social and empathetic. Next person, again from my village, I call it Saket Babu, a genius unutilized, old graduate, principal, high moral values, ethical, pro-social, honest, selfless student throughout his life. A genius par excellence. Anything. At the age of about 60, he decided to learn music, and he used to take harmonium, sit in the Thakurbadi, and started learning music. That was his level of being a student. Through self-study, he became exceptionally knowledgeable about medicine and practiced to cure thousands of patients in an area of at least 30 kilometers from our village, in the radius of 30 kilometers. He took the responsibility of teaching in the absence of his brother, who was under training at Ranchi at teachers training school. He was at beck and call to anyone sick, rich or poor. Regular doctor and specialist at Patna appreciated his prescription. A yoga expert who experimented medicine on himself first, a role model, exceptional human, rare friend, and above all, a good teacher. Well, gentlemen, this was the two stories I have told you around there. Let's talk about the first and fourth heroes itself. As I said, scientific study of heroism is a relatively recent phenomenon in the field of psychology. Heroism is defined by dictionary.com, taking a courageous action. You may question back. What was so courageous about the two people that we have talked about? And when you define what is courage, courage is taking risk knowingly. Now, if you don't have resources, you are trying to help others from where? How do people will follow you or not? You are not a doctor. Still, you are prescribing medicine. From where? Aren't you taking a risk? It is. So definition of heroes can vary from one psychologist to another based upon their values, personal preferences. But according to one review of literature, a hero is someone who uplifts and enhances other people's life. So both the heroes that I have talked about it, they devoted the full time in upliftment of others. Their models, societal morals, values, and virtues, and both the heroes fit into this class again. We used to be at beck and call for anything. They used to protect others. Both of them were prosocial, altruistic, action involving personal risk and sacrifices. They will forget, they will not eat when the work for the society comes to play. Franco, Blau, and Zimbardo suggest heroic person someone who acts voluntarily for the service of others who are in need, whether it is for an individual, a group, or a community. Performs action without any expectations of reward or external gain. Both the heroes that I have talked about it, they work again without any accepting or without expecting any reward. Recognize and accept the potential risk or sacrifice made by taking heroic action. Okay, this is how the definition goes. Well, researchers have also said that a person must have a bravery, conviction, courage, determination, helpful, honesty, inspirational, moral integrity, protective, self-sacrifice, selfless strength. They said they are some of the central characters, which is the latest study of 2000 people talked about, the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. They are the 12 traits essential for a person to be hero. That is the case now. Now, many experts believe that it is possible for people to learn heroes to become heroes. Following are just a few of the major characteristics that researchers have ascribed to the heroes. First, they were concerned for the well-being of others. Empathy, compassion for others are key variables that contribute to heroic behavior. They rush to help others in the face of danger and adversity. They generally care for others. They have a much higher degree of empathy, have concern and care for people around them. Next is what called understanding others' perspective. Means you have to put yourself in others' shoes. Besides being compassionate and caring, heroes have a knack for being able to see things from the perspective of others. They can walk a mile in other man's shoes. That you have put yourself in other man's shoes, so to speak. When they encounter a situation where individual is in need, they are immediately able to see themselves in that same situation and see what needs to be done to help them. Heroes have useful skills and strength. They have got certain competences. They have got certain skills, and which they use that skills for the benefit of others. Having the training or physical ability to deal with a crisis is important. If you are fickle, you cannot go and lift someone else. So you have to. So this is a rescuer lacking in the knowledge or know-how or say physical strength is less likely to take action, or vice versa. People who are trained and capable are more ready and able to step up their skill whenever they are needed. You must remember when you're going to train, someone falls sick, everyone tries for any doctor around. And that's the case, that's the capability necessary. Heroes have a strong moral compass. Heroes live by the values and they're willing to endure personal risk. So when you are standing, you want to be principled, there will be problems in between, and you have to negotiate those particular problems in any case. Their values and personal beliefs give them the courage and resolve to endure risk, even danger, in order to adhere to those principles. Heroes are competent and confident. People who perform heroic acts tend to feel confident in themselves and their abilities. And unless you are sure about your abilities, you will never try and take a risk. You will take risk. Heroes aren't afraid to face fear. Heroic individuals are positive thinkers by nature, which contributes to their ability to look past the immediate danger of a situation and see a more optimistic outcome. Even the worst scenario, they expect something good will happen. I still recollect back in 60s, there was severe cholera in my village around there. And in one stroke, we could find 8 to 10 people dying of the stroke. There's no way that it could be saved. But these heroes were there at the beck and call. They would put themselves at risk and they used to clean up the area. They have to stand up by the people around there, help them in any form that they would like to do. So they, in that dire necessity, when people are dying, still they used to stand up. That is what is there. They have higher tolerance for risk, and heroes are persistent and keep working on their goals even after multiple setbacks. They put positive spin on negative events. So we call it Bhakti Chotil Namoti Sai. Even the worst, there'll be something positive will come. That is what is available. As far as there's something called big H heroism and small H heroism. There's a Frank Farley. He talks a big H heroism involves potentially big risks such as getting hurt, going into jail, or even death. Now, just like a child, why does mother put herself under risk when child is sick or probably in accident? She would like to die, but she still would like to protect the child. That is big H. You may not know swimming, or probably you're right, someone is probably drowning. You would like to jump to the river, jump into the system, and try and save her or save them. That is called big H. Whereas small H heroism involves things many of us do every day, helping someone out, being kind, standing up for justice. These things do not typically involve personal risk, as we talked about it in the capital H. Okay. Grand acts of heroism involves a risk of personal harm, risk-taking behavior, generosity. People who risk their lives in the service of another take greater risk and possess a great deal of compassion. No, both people and animals are more likely to help their own genes, that is, whom they are genetically related. This is called kin selection. This phenomenon called kin selection. By helping those who share our genes, we help to ensure that likely that those genes will be passed on to future generations. That's why we call it nature. They are the reasons for it. Okay. Reciprocal altruism. According to reciprocal altruism, we help others with the expectation that someday they might also help. That is called reciprocal altruism. There may be other situational, cultural, and personality variables can play a pivotal role. Everyone doesn't become a hero. It's the personality, the individual characteristic which is important, which creates a hero whose altruism does not hinge upon helping relative and expecting a payback. You don't expect a payback. After people take heroic action, they often claim that they have done their duty. There's nothing great they have done it. That's their greatness. But we understand what is the type of risk that they have taken it. What is the problem they have put themselves in. In a study published in 2016, researchers suggested that those who have a particular mindset that leads them to behave confidently and morally in a difficult situation tend to act immediately and unconsciously when an emergency occurs. Everyone doesn't act that way. So it is that. So ultimately now, he says, Geno Franco says, decision to act heroically is a choice that many of us will be called upon to make at some point in time. By considering of heroism as a universal attribute of human nature, not as a rare feature of the few, heroism becomes something that seems in the range of possibility for every person, perhaps inspiring more of us to answer that call. It simply suggests it is our choice to become a hero. And all of us can afford to become a hero, provided we want to be. Heroism can be learned. We call it everyday heroes. Heroes are everywhere. This is what I said. And it can be created through strategies that combine psychological research, education, and social activism. Researchers have found that in a lot of ways, heroes are not all that different from most people. However, there are a number of skills you can build which can boost our characters to become a hero. Building empathy, becoming competent and skilled, being persistent in the face of obstacles are all abilities you can work on over time. By doing so, all of us can improve our ability to help others and become and come through times and be available in the times of need. Gentlemen, that is what I had to uh, talk about the heroism. So basically, what I wanted to say, especially for those who are aspirant of uh, SSB, they must, and when they write a story and when they create a hero, the hero must act as if he's a hero. And that's why these characters are essential and necessary. I hope I have conveyed my point of view and do hope that most of us will become heroes in some form or the other, somewhere or the other, for someone or the other. Okay, good luck to you. Thank you.